Radiant team ban. Team secrets turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Cast.
Team secrets turn to pick.
To the top. I did. Wings, yeah, secret wings. Yeah. Good. Yes, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to some more Dota 2. We've got the final game of the day on this stream, Secret versus Wings. Over on the other channel on the main stream, you can find Vega versus VP. And it's all worked out very nicely in the sense that the winners of these two games will be the ones that advance to, of course, the next stage of this tournament and make it to the knockouts. The losers will be going home, so of course, focusing on this one, this is a big game for both of these teams. Secret, a team that arguably has underperformed so far. In terms, a lot of people would have thought they would have been straight up at the top. They've struggled with a couple of teams, and Wings, a team that arguably overperformed. You know, people maybe not have expected to have seen what Wings have shown us, and so we've actually ended up with quite an exciting matchup here because you, as you've said, you've watched a lot of Wings. I've not actually had the chance to cast any of the Wings games, so I'm sure you can tell me a lot about them. But you've been raving about these guys. You think these guys are on a bit of a hype train at the moment?
I think they come into this game as favorites. It's bizarre to say because Secret have all the credentials from previous tournaments, but Secret, the two games that they won in this tournament were the one that we just saw right now. Another one was kind of that late game Ratty and Nagasar, and they haven't looked that convincing. Wings, the games that they won, they dominated.
Okay.
They beat Vegas Squadron, they beat
22
Liquid.
minutes, wasn't it, against
both
Vega?
of them were 20-minute wins. Both of them.
Oh, okay, both of them.
And they were absolute stomps. But the one thing Secret actually seems to understand about them is those are some of their best heroes, the Batrider and the Earth Spirit. They both get banned out straight away. For me, the thing about Wings is they're kind of enigmatic. I like to look at a draft, figure out what the team's thinking, what they're going for. Wings, both times that I've cast them and they've won, I really didn't quite understand the points in their draft, and then it just exploded from the beginning. And there's something about them which is similar to, if you remember CDEC from TI5, they play very fast. They're very chaotic, which is maybe different to CDEC, but pace. Like, from the beginning of the game, they're just making rotations. Their off-lane Starladder in that previous game was level 2, and then he just joined a smoke gang, went to go, like, roam around the map, and from one kill to the next, they don't give you any time to breathe. So, in that respect, if you look at Team Secret's draft here, that's actually a really good opening. Yeah. The Dazzle and the Task, because these are heroes that are just, like, prepared to deal with that, like, out-of-nowhere aggression. So, maybe Secret have done their research in the short amount of time they've had, and thought that there's... Well, what little I understand about Wings is that there's something about speed and chaos.
Yes, yeah. And I mean, in terms of the drafts that they did in those games they won, did it have like the Venge and the Zeus, and is there something that you've seen them play?
I've seen them play the Venge in the past. I haven't seen them play the Zeus, I think. The game against Vega was a lot about the Batrider. The Batrider kind of completely snowballed from the lane stage, just dominated for them. The game that they won against Liquid, though, I mean, that was just, they had a mid gyrocopter in that game who bought a 4-staff.
Yeah, I think I caught a bit of that, yeah.
So, I mean...
the 4-staff gyro, so it's stuff that you don't see from pretty much any other team.
It was all sorts of strange things, so... And they picked the gyro early, and so we thought, okay, that's their carry, and then they last picked Slark, so... You don't really know. They do also like the Morphling. Secret banned that one out, although they haven't won with the Morphling at this tournament yet. I want to say, yeah, they haven't. They actually picked it against Complexity and lost that one last night. And I definitely don't think it's their best strategy when they pick like the Morphling Viper strategy. The games they've won, like I said, are the ones where they're just super aggressive and chaotic all over. You don't really know when the next kill is going to come.
I guess maybe just worried about going up against a hero that they're just not used to. We don't see a lot of morphling. I guess, as you said, Wings have picked it in the past. Also, the fact that LGD, they've been a team that have been having success with it, and Secret unlikely to have actually been in many matchups where they've had to deal with a morphling. So, as you said, the fact that they've just got a player kind of puts Secret in the center of right. Well, we don't really want to have that chance of playing against a hero that we're not going to be suited for in terms of dealing with.
It's a bit of a psychological battle here, because I think Secret's the kind of team that, similar to LGD, they can play stably, they can look at what you're doing and react to it, and I think if they get to that point early enough in the game where they figure out, aha, this is what you're trying to do in the early game, they'll be totally fine against Wings, but where Wings flourish is when they get under your skin before you can even think about it, and they just don't stop punching until you're dead.
It could, yeah, work against Secret, but as you said, so far they've got some tools to deal with it. Wings banning out the Broodmother. So we talked about Morphling being a hero for Secret that they don't want to deal with. The same kind of goes for the Brood, really. If you know, see the enemy's got a player, you don't want to just have any chance of that hero sneaking through because it can cause huge issues. Something like a Brood can really just shake up a whole draft.
Yeah, and Brood holds you in lanes, which is an issue because Wings like to just be all over the map and you don't know where they are. But if there's a Brood, then you're kind of forced to
Yeah, because there's always
with
that constant pressure on that lane.
Yeah.
Yeah. And against Slark, another ban that's very rare to see, but against Wings, so Secret doing very targeted bans here.
Yeah, they picked it up when they won against Liquid, so definitely one of Shadow's heroes. He does also play the Venge, so that the Venge could be a carry. I'm not too sure. It's very open actually at this stage in the draft. I mean, we're only 2 picks in for each. We know a lot about Secret's draft. We don't actually know the roles for the Zeus or the Venge yet.
Yes. No, we don't. I mean, we've seen Zeus being played in a multitude of roles. Obviously, RT is off lane. That's more the rarity. Usage running as a support, mainly as the mid laner. Yeah, we'll see what Wings do decide to do in terms of lanes. Ember Spirit going to be banned out, and that's the hero that we keep talking about when we see Secret's drafts. One of Envy's stronger heroes. You'd argue maybe his strongest.
Yeah, I think it's best.
And something that they could have potentially picked up here. Works nicely with the Dazzle. Of course, that Weaver is available again, and we did see it, but already against the Venge and the Zeus, Weaver, I guess unlikely we're going to see Envy try that again here.
Yeah, Zeus is brilliant against Weaver, so I don't see it as a high likelihood. I have also mentioned in many of the games I watched that Eternal Envy could maybe have been practicing Terrorblade. It's a hero he used to play. It's a hero that got popular in China.
He did,
recently.
yeah. He certainly had games on it in the past. In the past.
Yeah, they haven't played it in this patch that we've seen.
No. Yeah, it would be cool to see something like that come out. I don't know if this is... I mean, is this the kind of game where you pull out stuff like that? Yeah, it is the be-all end of them. They will be going home if they lose this game.
They're only going to do it if they're confident in it. I mean, they might be confident. They could just be holding it back for Shanghai or something.
Yeah, maybe still.
But if they were, then this would be a nice time to bring it out.
Yeah. And of course that PA that he was spamming a lot in pubs, I wonder if we'll ever see that come through on a draft if Puppy lets him have it.
Apparently I don't know if you look in the chat, apparently the chat always spams PA.
Oh, they do. Yeah. Every game, Secret's draft analysis from Twitch chat is PA please, Envy please, PA.
Even though
never get it.
He lost every game he played with it, so they want to see him play it.
Yeah, I think that's probably all the Wings fans.
Yeah.
PA, pick PA. It's not the Secret fans for sure. Pick here. Secret egg and their reserve time. Oh, the tie dancer, of course, from Wings. Is that something that you've seen any games that play this LAN?
I'm not. It seems kind of familiar. I don't know about this LAN. I think they might have ran it at WCA. It doesn't seem that surprising to me that they've got the tie dancer.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, these days now, offlaners are kind of limited. It's difficult to get value unless you've got a way to go farm stacks or neutrals. Tie dancer is pretty good at that kind of stuff, and also actually in a way thrives on that kind of chaotic situation that they like to set up, like suddenly Ravage. Okay.
Yeah, as you said, with the fighting style that they go for. And already just having that with the Zeus, you've got a good amount of burst. You get yourself ahead, and in the mid game, you've got huge kind of team impact.
Yeah, I don't think Wings will want to play in a way that depends on the Ravage cooldown, but they'll make use of it anyway.
Radiant team pick.
We had OD, I would say.
Yeah, getting picked up here, and we imagine it to be against the Zeus in the mid lane. So I did see another game that was the OD Zeus matchup, and OD was able to do rather well, obviously with the orb damage, just getting himself in, trading hits with the Zeus, but at the same time, Zeus can play it very safely, sitting back with the Arc Lightning spam, so both heroes should get farm. A lot of it's down to the hero rotations. Secret, again, if they're going to run it with Puppy on the Tusk, Paladai on the Dazzle, they're going to have Puppy's presence coming in on the mid, helping him out. Zeus fairly gankable early on, so they could have that going for them there in the mid lane for the side of Secret. Fourth pick now for Wings, if it is indeed Zeus mid. And I mean, would you imagine it is going to be the Venge carry? Do you think that is the most likely here?
I sort of think so.
Yeah.
I think it does fit the super aggressive style. I just wonder if they're thinking, because they're up against the Tusk and the Dazzle, and something about the OD, by the way, despite all the strengths of the hero, you can also use the Astral defensively.
Yeah.
So there's now 3 tools on Team Secret to really punish that hyper aggression. And so I wonder maybe Wings are thinking, let's dial it back and not commit to that crazy chaos aggressive game, because if you do, and they just save people's lives, it ends up turning on you very often. We saw that plenty at the Frankfurt Major.
Anti-mage. So, I mean, you talked about how they like to be aggressive. They've actually stepped back a little bit and picked up someone that's going to help them out in the late game. And already there are 2 high intel heroes, so there is going to be those tasty targets for the mana void. And in terms of control as well, Tuss Snowball, the only thing that if it's close and personal, we'll be able to hold him in place. And the rest of the time, Anti-Mage is going to be able to blink away from these heroes. So far, look, it does look like a good time to pick AM, but Team Secret have got 2 picks to deal with it.
10 seconds
Yeah,
remaining.
Anti-Mage is great against OD. It's great. I exactly agree with you. It's great for this draft,
5
and now Secret have
seconds
that to
remaining.
think about. And you know what? Anti-Mage is also a hero that this team has run before, but it's not one that I think they've been running in this
Reserve
patch or in
time.
this tournament. And I think Secret might have looked at their tournament, and you can see from like the bans Secret had, the picks they have, and judged Wings as, okay, you're just a team that's about that aggression, that chaos. And maybe Wings are actually now throwing a curveball, saying,
10
well,
seconds remaining.
actually, you know, we can play other styles too. Nature's Prophet is a very interesting pickup here because Anti-Mage is actually also really good against Nature's Prophet, I want to say. It can lane against it pretty much 1v1. It's also another mana void target. Later on in the game, Nature's Prophet can't really split push if Anti-Mage is also on the map.
10
Yeah,
seconds
this is an
remaining.
interesting one. And yes, I realise people in chat, they're saying obviously OD has
5
the strength
seconds
against AM in the
remaining.
sense that technically he shouldn't ever be low on mana spamming out the spells, but with the Tidehunter and the
Reserve
Venge, you know,
time.
you have got the disable to hold him in place. If that AM gets a Manta, the fact that you are going to be able to
Team
burst down
Secret's
through it
turn to
and
ban.
get the follow-up mana void. But yes, OD, yeah, we know. Pure damage.
Yeah,
Thank you for your
and if
insight.
OD has a Hex and you Hex down, like you can kill the Anti-Mage very easily as OD,
Yeah.
but it's
We'll go over you, Twitch chat. You guys were right.
It's the same
we were
thing.
wrong.
There-
We'll go over you, chat.
There used to be a
10
debate
seconds
about this,
remaining.
about Lina versus Anti-Mage, I think, because
Yeah.
like Lina's got Laguna Blade that
5
goes
seconds
through.
remaining.
I mean, they're both good against each other depending on the situation, depending on which items they have. It's
Reserve
complicated
time.
than that.
And the final ban of the Lone Druid, and then Team
Radiant
Secret
team
knocking
pick.
out the Oracle. These 2 final picks going to cement the plan is here for the 2 sides.
Oracle's a very interesting ban. Usually, you know, Oracle is about Ember Spirits or Doxy or something. Maybe they just didn't want the Oracle Anti-Mage combination. I think that it would be very difficult for Secret to kill Anti-Mage if there was an Oracle. And they've got the Tusk and the Dazzle themselves, so trying to make sure that Wings can't really pick that
10
kind of defensive
seconds
support
remaining.
for saving.
Let's see
5
if they
seconds remaining.
do indeed pick some defensive. And ooh, Enigma final
Team
pick here from
Secret's
Wings.
turn to pick.
Alright, I mean the team fight, it's the Enigma, the Tidehunter is the kind of the classic.
And it will be a support Venge almost certainly
Yeah.
then, and Zeus in the mid lane. Enigma, a hero that we've seen a few times in this tournament. I think I've seen EG play it 3 times. I'm not sure if I've seen any other team play it actually.
No, I don't think I've seen any games myself.
10
That
seconds
how,
remaining.
see, yeah, as you said, Universe, he's been given a few games on it, and
Yeah.
5 seconds
obviously very good on the
remaining.
hero.
But-
Wings.
Junglers in general have been doing pretty well. And that's
Envy
Eternal
Gyro.
Envy Gyrocopter, so that's a fairly standard. I mean, we were asking about
Yeah.
all the exciting carries. This is like the most standard carry in the patch. It's far the most played one, most picked one.
I mean, yeah, just looking at this Enigma, I mean, he is going to have a fairly easy time getting off black holes. I mean, what is it? Was that he's got to be aware of the Astral and the Snowball. And I guess that's the one thing. The Snowball's rather good because you can cast it from such a long way away and get yourself over it. But yeah, we could be seeing some good black holes this game. As indeed, ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining this game is very important. Winner of this will go through to the knockouts of Starladder. The loser will be going home. So a huge game for both of these teams. And this is what they're going to
10
turn up to it in
seconds
terms of the
remaining.
draft. Scan, is there anyone that's kind of taking the biscuit here for you?
In this patch, I very often at the start of the game look at the offlaners because quite a lot of the time one of the offlaners can get almost nothing. I think that's the Gyro pick's really nice for Secret because Tide,
Prepare for
you
battle.
can't anchor smash Gyro. He's just going to rocket barrage you anyway, so he gets very little. I'm not sure what his plan's going to be. Where on the other hand, the Nature's Prophet I think might get a lot more early on, and if that happens, then maybe Secret get a good start. But I'm hesitant to do analysis of Wings, the games they're in. The strange stuff happens early on, and we're gonna have to wait and see.
Now if we get some strange stuff indeed this game. Secret, they're ready to rock and roll. They're smoked up. They did this in the game just now. I want to try and do it again. See if they can lead in with Puppy and his snowballs. And they'll go into the jungle. Using the treants to scout, they find Innocence and okay. Now does Innocence realise something's up? He's gonna try. Oh, okay, Innocence, he's been baited. The treant bait It's worked out. They closed the gap with the heel bomb, the rocket barrage. Mr. Eternal Envy finding himself the first blood. Yeah, just nice play there from Misery on the Nature's Prophet, keeping the Venge tantalized with his treats.
It's the exact same early smoke with Tusk into first blood move they did last game, but obviously I don't think Wings would have necessarily had a chance to see that. I don't know, maybe they did. Fall for it anyway.
Actually, I watched the last game whether they were. Well, now look to get themselves the top lane. In fact, Secret providing the balls in this, they're going to get themselves both. Bottom lane, Misery takes the bounty, and top, Bihar will be given one as well. So first blood and a couple of bounty runes. In that all-important game that this is, couldn't have started any better there for Secret.
Yeah, and it looks like Enigma, yeah, just going to be in the jungle here. Vengeful Spirit, I'm not sure where he's going. And Anti-Mage can do fine against Nature's Prophet 1v1, although it's a lot better if you get a little bit of help occasionally. Am I getting, can you look at my, I think this is just me. There's like particles coming off Vengeful Spirit and Enigma.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, look at my Enigma.
Oh,
this is not how your Enigma looks, right?
Yeah, it's the Immortal, it's the item, isn't it?
Oh, okay, because I have some of those on,
yeah.
Like Venge had some of those particles rubbing off it too, like following
Game breaking
yeah,
already. But this is going to be good actually, we're going to see some golden black holes here from Wings.
Yeah,
this is going to be very nice. I don't think Universe doesn't have this item for sure. He certainly has the normal black holes. But this man is a big spender. I think it was the TI companion, wasn't it? That got you these braces.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't know much about cosmetics.
Ah, you noob scan.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's what the game's all about. Come on. That's a key requirement here for analysts.
Maybe that's why they want Eternal Envy to play PA because of the Arcana.
Has he got the Arcana? Yeah, surely.
I think he must,
yeah. He's probably got 10 of them. Anyway, so far in the lanes, are we seeing any kind of big breakaways? No, mid lane's pretty even, 7 for 1, 7 for 1. Bottom lane, AM, as expected, is getting the farm. Misery, he's got the backup of Puppy here on the Tusk. Top lane, Ironhunter just training with Paladin. We're going to see an early-ish level here in the homing missile as well, so Envy's going to continue to just spam that out. I guess this just ensures that the tide is kept well away from the gyro. And Envy should get a lot of space there at the top. And well, with Puppy rotating around on this Tusk, mid lane as well. Zeus already kind of struggling. There's damage coming through from We Are forcing him back. We're going to see Paladin find himself an Invis. He's only level 1. But yeah, this could be the thing. So Envy's going to get a lot of farm on this Jar. It feels like we haven't really seen Envy Jar in a bit of a while. He's not played it yet this land, I kind of want to say. I don't think we've seen Envy Jar, have we, in any of the games?
I don't think so. I don't think I've seen everyone. They had a Naga, they had an Ember Spirit.
Yes.
They had
the Weaver. And one more.
Other game.
Oh, what was it?
Was that the one against Liquid? I think it was.
I can't remember. I don't think I saw that one.
Sven. I think it was Sven in that game.
Did we have Sven?
Yeah,
wow.
I think he was. Yeah, he was Sven in that game. So those are the heroes he's played so far. Definitely his first jar of the tournament, and I think part of it definitely has to do with the fact that they were against the Tidancer.
Oh, so from Puppy, and he's still just level 1. Magic Missile and taking a lot of damage here due to the mana break. Puppy out of mana, maybe out of luck as well. And yeah, Shadow's going to continue to chase. There's the south done, and Shadow, I can't commit for it. Misery will force him to back up. Pushing for Shadow. Lucky for Puppy though, 1 hit away from dying there on the Tusk. And very close situation.
And there's your first insights into Wings. I mean,
yeah.
do you expect the anti-mage to be
on the AM?
I mean, he's got 2 points in mana break, and they're just gonna be aggressive about this lane. They're like, I mean, teams don't usually get away with aggressive dual lanes or tri lanes in this meta, and so Wings are like, well, you're gonna try with your fancy little dual lane. We'll show you.
Tide on the top lane. He's not found himself a single CS. I mean, Paladin is doing a pretty good job at zoning him out here. He's really not getting a lot out of this lane, this Tidehunter, and he is certainly going to start to fall behind. You compare that to Misery, who's level 4. But again, Shadow blinking in. There's your Magic Missile. Misery, a little bit of trouble. There's going to be a TP down from Puppy. Can he get some pretty tasty sharp block off? No, he's just going to snowball straight in onto the Vengeful Spirit, looking for this kill. Looks like he can't quite get it. 3-4-5. 3-4-5, yeah, couldn't quite close the gap. Shadow coming back in, and Puppy's got to be careful. Misery's got to walk his way back to base, and as you said, Anti-Mage just bullying these heroes out of the lane.
Yeah, he's not. I mean, if you look at his CS, he is actually losing some farm for it. Although there's a lot of creeps coming in, he'll catch up. Usually, you don't see the Anti-Mage doing the bullying itself, and That is what he's doing. Whereas on the other side of the map, the Tide Hunter, going back for the Iron Talon, maybe regretting starting with Boots. I think the Boots got up to level 2, but after that he's been able to get nothing. And so his plan's just to get that Iron Talon and then just, you know, farm the jungle. Which will be fine once he has it.
This is really not working out to be a nice lane for the Tide Hunter. Mid lane matchup, 26 for 3, 20 for 2, so you see starting to break away a little bit, but he's got to be careful, just throwing back at the ball. He's got the boots done as well now. He'll be able to get the regen up. Yeah, it's just going to be interesting to see how much this anti-mage can do. As you said, it was trading away some of the CS there to go for aggressive plays. Because Enigma progressing as expected nicely in the jungle, halfway through level 5. So things going good there for him. He's got the boots as well. We'll see if he decides to go for any early action, if indeed he's just going to sit back and farm up the mech really before deciding to contribute to the team push at the moment, which it seems like he can do, because Secret themselves, they're not really forcing too much of a fight at this point. They're kind of happy to sit back and let Envy get his farm on the Jara.
You know what I think was getting me about the Enigma model? I think just Lumi's got different... It's in his account still here, I think, and he's got different settings.
Ah, okay.
So, for example, like the portrait doesn't move at all.
Yeah, so he's got like the effects turned down, but yeah, so it looks weird.
That's all it really is.
Classic Lumi.
But yeah, the actually slow start to the game. After the chaos that I've seen from Wings in the 2 games where they won, well, it looks like they're going for something here. This Enigma wants to use Black Hole.
Oh, Magic Missile will be dodged here as they go in with the Snowball. Midnight Pulse laid down. The Astral to hold back the Zeus, and they'll walk it off. Yeah, unable to find the opening there and closing the gap for the Black Hole. So Secret avoiding 4 members of Wings there that did group up and look to try and fight there around that rune.
He needs Aetherlands. If Enigma had Aetherlands there, he could have Black Holed them from that extra distance.
That's true, actually. Yeah,
would have been pretty cool.
Honestly, but that would be good. That would be good fun.
But yeah, it's unfortunate. Like if you hit level 6 on Enigma and get value from Black Hole straight away, that's usually a very big deal. It has a long cooldown. You want to get it going. Unfortunately, not quite getting anything there. But Anti-Mage is farming. So is Gyrocopter.
Jara still with the slight edge in terms of CS.
Dark light.
He's going to go back to the base by the looks of it. He's picked up the Aquila mid lane. TP through from the Venge. Just going to refill the bottle here for Zeus.
I actually think Wings are just so next level because they did all that aggression stuff and then Secret start the draft with Dazzle and Tusk, and so Wings are like, maybe don't go all in. Let's be more like sophisticated about when we're aggressive. And the Dazzle and the Tusk don't perform their normal role if the enemy team's not trying to do anything. But it is a second smoke attempt, and this is something that I have seen from Wings in all the games, regardless of whether they're aggressive or not. They use all their smokes very early on in quick succession.
At the same time, Secret have gone for a smoke of their own, and because the smoke from Wings, this means that Zeus is on his own here. Puppey leading him with the shard, Snowball as well. This is the rotation that they're going to involve Envy in. They've got the cooldown slowing, and they'll get themselves the kill with the Nature's Wrath.
Misery gets away actually on the other side because he has phase boots. So again, the rotations favor Secrets early on.
Definitely a very favourable bit of play for the side of Secret. And in fact, what Tide Hunter getting caught out? What level is he? Is he still just level 2? He's managed to find level 4, but
was a haste
with that haste rune, OD, straight in there.
People make jokes about OD and your nickname.
Probably, there they are, yeah. PogChamp, 2 ODs, PogChamp.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the standard reaction really from Champ.
Yeah, I thought I'm not going to bother, I'll just check. Yeah, it's already been done.
But yeah, 3-0. Secret, they're playing this game very patiently, and it's paying off at the moment. Putting themselves on top of the side of Wings. They might find Pylite die here because they brought in the Venge with the Thunder Ghost Wrath that burst him down. Dazzle getting punished there by the boys.
Alright, but it's taken a while for Wings to actually get a kill on the board, and this is definitely a team that's usually play fast tempo. Whether or not they're making kills, they usually do have like a quick pace to how they're approaching the game, and I think Secret definitely have had the luxury of not having to deal with that early on in this game. They know what's coming for them, and they've been able to dodge those few gank attempts. Only the Dazzle going down eventually.
Dire's top tower.
We do still have that Black Hole that hasn't been used yet, and I wonder if at some point ISS is just going to be like, okay, I'm just going to farm my mech, because every time you go for a gank and get nothing out of it, that's a slower mech.
Yeah, I think at this point, as we said, because of the anti-mage pick as well, Wings can afford to play that in that manner where they just look to farm up the items and fight at a later stage rather than just trying to go all in at this point. Even though, as you said, that's maybe a little bit counter-initiative to how they normally play. Could certainly work out for them this game. Now if we switch over to the net worth, who's
Yeah,
on top?
They have played this on. Look at that. That's the third smoke in a row. They do it pretty much every game. Once they start smoking, they will use all their smokes until they're out of smokes. And if Secret are paying attention, if they like watch the replays, they'll know this. But it actually, from the build-up, it looks like they'll probably find Puppy here. Can he snowball fast enough to dodge the magic missile?
Let's have a look, Puppy. Can he do it? It's going to be coming from the sideline. He's gone! Envy is going to try for the TP out, and looks like he'll make it.
No Ravage, no swap.
Yeah, they did the magic missile, but yeah, just couldn't get the range in.
Yeah, it's a good instinct from Envy, actually. If he waited a second or two longer, he's going to die there. And still no opportunity for Black Hole yet. But sometimes that's actually better when you have Enigma. Just keep the Black Hole ready always, and it just like deters the enemy team from getting up in your space.
And looks like Secret's just going to go for a tier 1 down in this bottom side of Wings. I'm going to fully commit to that push up top. They're going to split back up across the map. As tier 1 down here, more money in the pocket for the Secret Wings. Mr. Shadow on his way to the battlefield, just as the Perseverance done. TP coming in on the top lane. Enigma needs to be careful because there is a wraparound from Envy. Homing missile flying through. Puppy throws out the shards, will push him out to the side, and yeah, Enigma caught out of place and punished for it, and that's another kill here for Envy on the gyrocopter now.
And Misery is shifted into the enemy jungle. It's so I don't know if you noticed, but Wings actually selected Radiant going into this game, and it was this discussion I was having with some people earlier that top teams seem to be preferring Dire still quite a lot. Oh, Misery is actually going in for the Zeus.
Traps him up here, and that's going to buy time to close the gap with the Tusk. In they go with the heal bomb. Punch from Puppy. Take him down.
I think the main reason that the top teams prefer Dire is because once Dire kills the offlane tier 1, the Radiant safe lane tower, then it opens it up to like take control of the entire enemy jungle. Whereas it's not really the same effect when Radiant kills their offlane tower. So it's interesting to me that Wings, again, something, you know, unusual, they go for the Radiant. And it's not about being Chinese either, because LGD have been favoring Dire all the time. It's just, you know, they wanted Radiant.
Weeha now with the Midas on this OD. Not always the common build we necessarily see from the man, or people who do like to play the hero, but Midas done. He himself is going to be scaling up nicely as the game goes on. TPs over towards the mid. Weeha returns. You see Shadow trying to find a bit of CS there. Misery with the TP timing. Looks for the ancient stack. And he's got it. It's going to be stacked up nicely here, of course, for Envy once he gets the chance to get himself over there. Envy now 1200 gold on top of the phase. Helm and Aquila. So still making good progress. And we're at that point where it is indeed the 3 top highest net worth heroes on the board, all on the side of Secret, but only just. It's still very close.
So it's very interesting. I'm just looking at right at the start of the patch, WCA, these teams actually played each other. It was Wings were actually kind of introduced to the world. A lot of people hadn't heard of them. They won 2-0 against Secret, and I was just looking at the heroes to check, and the heroes were almost completely different. There was a Tyrant on Wings at that point, but it shows you how much the patch has changed between the first tournament on the patch to the next one. That, you know, these exact teams played each other, and the matchups are totally different, like 2 weeks apart. Yeah, Secret all want revenge, because they were kind of humiliated losing 2-0 against Wings, a team maybe they even hadn't heard of when they went to WCA.
I think Wings have certainly over the course of time just proved that they are one to watch.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Wings in like qualifiers. They were also in the Franklin Major qualifier, but it was slightly, I think only 2 of the players were the same. They shifted around. They're going for yet another smoke. They're gonna get caught themselves maybe.
Oh, swapping onto Weeha, he will Astral himself. Then it goes Raph coming through. The cooldown is there from Envy, but Weeha needs a bit of help. The magic missile onto him. They move in with the Ravage as well. It clips onto Misery here. He'll pop out the center, he clips, and Weeha still alive for the time being. Turning around, he pops the Black Hole, but he dies almost immediately. Weeha doesn't die. Finally does there. The Zeus will burst him down, but they've lost 3 on Wings. Envy trying to move in to get himself the 4th. Can he close the gap here? Looking to chase down Zeus. Envy. He gets him. Triple kill here for the man. There's a homing missile on its way over to Shadow, but Shadow will get himself out. And Envy doing it there for the team.
I gotta say, Shadow's really impressive that he keeps coming to these fights. He was so active in lane, and he's not that far behind Envy. I mean, he's about 1,000, a bit more than that behind. That he keeps up even at all, despite going there all the time. But yeah, if we go back to that fight, I think, unfortunately, Enigma didn't have mana for Black Hole. So had his Soul Ring, and then once he started Black Holing, just died instantly to the Rocket Barrage. It's actually, you know what, this is kind of classic EG, if you ask me. Back in the day, EG used to pick Tidehunter and Enigma all the time.
Yeah.
Just guarantee those fights. And that's what Wings are going for, but they really just, they've used, I think they've burnt 4 smokes now, and they've just not gotten that position they want.
Radiant's bottom tower
As
is
it's
under attack.
falling apart a little bit for Wings, and we can certainly see that starting to taper off on the graph. Here we go, Roche out. In goes Misery. They'll go for the Roche attempt. And they know that there's no Black Hole. They know there's no Ravage, no Thunder Goes Wrath. This is going to be the opening for Secret to do it. I don't think Wings are going to be able to contest this. It should be a free Roshan here for Secret.
Yeah. The only really positive thing for Wings right now is that the anti-mage, despite being very involved, is still extremely farmed. He's got a good timing on his trades Battle Fury, and that game plan will still continue. They have the anti-mage game plan, they've got the team fight game plan with the Zeus ulti, the Enigma ulti, the Tyrant ulti. So they're very definitely behind, but they also definitely not, their draft does not put them in a position where once they're behind it's like a huge deal, they can easily come back.
Yeah, look at this positioning as well for Secret. They're ready to fight. Right round, wrapping around the tier 1. They'll move in, the cooldown's going to get dropped. Won't quite latch onto the down Puppey with a snowball across. Look at the punches here from Weeha with the orb, bursting them down. Double kill for the OD. Innocence to fall as well. 3 heroes dying on the side of Wings. And Secret, it feels like that this game they've really found their footing.
Yeah, Wings just needed to not be there. Once Secret decides to all go to the tower, there's no Ravage, there's no Black Hole, they kill Zeus before ulti, and there's no world in which Wings actually survived that fight. I think they must have not expected Secret to be like all just coming straight from the rush pit to the mid tower, because they didn't go down the lane, they kind of came around the back end.
Yeah. Absolutely, just catching them off guard. We are the points for Battle Fury is now picked up by the anti-mage, but I don't know, it's this point where Secret, they're very much happy to look to take these fights. Alright, it's trapped up. Looks like he's going to be okay. They know there's backup, there's I guess onto OD, but they will be able to walk it off.
Zeus has got Aether Lens. That's quite a lot of damage if there's a fight. At this point, it's becoming more like, even though I say that Wings can go late, they've got plenty of options. In fact, they scale very well. I do feel like they're in danger of like getting rolled over in terms of momentum, and that's something that's happened a lot in this patch, in this tournament. And I feel like it's quite important for them, they stop Secret from suffocating them, that they like get an important pick off for a minor team fight, something like that sometime soon. Secret on the other hand, just trying to keep up their pressure, and they're now the ones smoking around the map.
Doesn't look like they'll find anything though. Wings. Right back over, nice and safely towards their base. So. And he just reveals himself, maybe hoping to work as a bit of a bait here. The side, but Wings playing it safe. We're going to see the Vlad started to be worked upon here. Puppey backed up by Misery, and here we go straight away. Misery, he's finished the Orchid. They get the lockdown. There will be a swap from Innocence, and that's going to be enough to save Shadow. But it looks like Innocence again is going to be the sacrifice. Same time, bottom lane. Mr. Envy moving in onto the Enigma. They'll get the kill. And that's at the same time double kill from Misery. So that was big. And also, this is 14 to 4. So 7.5 minutes in.
That was a really nice ice shot by Puppey to get that Zeus kill. I was gonna say that the timing might be tied onto this Blink Dagger, where Wings get a chance to like take a huge fight and turn things around. But Secret are not giving them time. It's actually such a reversal, because I was saying when Wings win, they're like fast-paced, chaotic, they don't give you any time to think, and that's what Secret are actually doing to them. They're just like push the advantage. Just, I gotta say, for Western teams at least, the thing that I've been most impressed by for about a year now with Team Secret, with Team EG, is these are teams that when they have the opportunity to get objectives, to push an advantage, they get every bit out of it. They milk it for all it's worth.
Well, a bit of an interesting pick up here from the Nature's Prophet. He's picked up the hood here. So I guess just against this lineup and at this time of the game, it's going to be very, very effective against Wings lineup.
And he actually did. Did you see? I think he bought a Blink first and then sold it.
Oh, did he?
And then he changed his mind. So it's a very different approach. If they were going for the Blink, it was going to be all about split pushing, I think, putting that pressure or ganking, and that they decided they want to pipe is maybe like they're actually worried that in the very late game. Well,
yeah, part of that guy just getting swapped in the mid lane.
I think that he's going for the pipe suggests to me that Secret are concerned that they could lose this game in the late game, and there's still some pressure on them to close it out. I mean, the enemy team has insane team fight power, they've got scalability, and that's going to be the mech on Puppey, it's going to be the pipe very soon on Misery, and I already see Secret try to take Raxes actually reasonably early.
But
combo can be here for Wings. They've got that Blink Ravage, that Enigma, that mech. Just got to find the perfect jump in. Misery at the moment farming, they've got vision of him. And they try and catch him out, and no, he's too quick. He's out of the jungle, he's fine. He's got that pipe. Fully finished now on the Nature's Prophet. Top lane is going to be looking be the place where they go for the push. Having missile. Onto the Venge. They will follow through with a cooldown, but the TP reactions are there now. Envy's being swapped in. Envy maybe getting a little bit too aggressive. The Ravage will be popped here, trying to look for this kill. He's a hard target to bring down, and they will finally get him. They do pay with the anti-mage's life, but now it's going to be Wings. Maybe looking for more. They just gush the Dazzle. And that'll be that. So just a straight 1-for-1 trade there between the two position ones, but I don't know if that was necessarily a trade that Envy needed to go looking for.
Yeah, although at the same time, I want to say it's a sign of how far ahead Secret are that he can get caught out in that position. It seems like he makes a mistake to get caught out there. And Nature's Prophet can just TP in, get the trade on the anti-mage. Usually, if you get caught in that position, it's really bad. And I think that's why Envy lets himself get caught, because he feels that confident that
they can still get the anti-mage.
And even then, the Ravage was used. So.
And this Midas has worked out absolutely perfectly for OD. You know, we are on top of it now. 20 minutes in, he's got the Hex done. They're having a 20-minute Hex against an anti-mage. That is just not fun at all for Mr. Anti-Mage.
Yeah, I honestly think that for Wings, the game is now dialed all the way back to when Secret go high ground, they can take a big fight. They've got really good high ground defense with the Zeus, the Enigma, and then also they can just initiate and take the fight. And it again goes back to why Secret are going for the mech and the pipe and those sorts of items.
Oh, and straight up Hex onto Innocence. He's going to get taken down. The silence onto the tide, but he still have to blink off Misery. Moving forward, Puppy's actually going to roll himself straight in onto the Enigma. Enigma pops the mech, tries to turn around, but he's out of mana, can't get anything off. It's a triple kill for Weehaw with the Sanity's Eclipse and the right clicks there.
Wings have made it a bit too easy for Secret, honestly, because they have a good shot at their high ground. They keep coming out of their base and getting picked off, and when you're staring down Secret team that like is only afraid of fighting at your high ground, you have to at least force them to do that, and Secret will be only too happy to get to make the kills and then push.
And here we go, into the base, Wings. Got to try and formulate some kind of defense to stop this. Black Hole is still up. Ravage will be up in 20 seconds. So they can try and look for something big, but Secret, they're going to stand strong. They're going to look to take down the full set of Rax and melee. They're going to get it. Will be the case. Here we go, BKB, but the swap will be through. Envy just turning to fight, forces Shadow to blink back. Wings still hanging around. They're going to want to wait out the BKB from Envy. Watch the tide. It's all about the Ravage. He gets, he goes in. Does get the Ravage onto 4. Donner goes wrap as well. Magic Missile onto Misery, but he gets the pipe out. Snowball from Puppy going straight back in. The Hex is out onto the Enigma. Enigma's down. Doesn't get a chance to get the Black Hole off. And, you know, I hyped up the fact that he had the item, but I don't think we're going to see, I don't think we've seen a single Black Hole this game, have we, Scam?
There was the one when he Soul Ringed and died immediately to the rocket blast.
Oh yes, he died immediately.
That was the only one. So we haven't seen a Black Hole actually happen, and
nah.
It's really late for Wings. I think I don't know actually. I don't know if anything short of a miracle actually keeps them alive in this game at this point.
Fortunately for the Enigma, he's fairly short respawn time, and this amount of big pressure is putting on, so he will be back, but they are going to have to try without a Ravage. Puppy now with the Guardian Greaves complete. The full set of Rex in the mid lane going down as well. So 2 sets for the side of Secret at just 23 minutes in. Not looking good for Wings. It seems that Secret finally stepping back up to their potential, and Wings, they've kind of met their match here. As we'll have a look at the net worth graph, but it can't be pretty, and it certainly isn't. Over 25,000 net worth lead here at the moment for Secret. This game is certainly bordering on impossible for the side of Wings.
They got one fight left in them, I think. I don't know if they're going to charge out of the base and look for it, or if they're going to wait at the high ground this time. They probably have to wait anyway till Tyrant is ulti again. Enigma's now got level 2 ulti, so when we do see that Black Hole, it'll be have a slightly more damage.
Yeah, as you said, if we or when we see it. Misery now is just casually sitting on 4.5k gold there.
There's no way. I don't think Anti-Mage gets to another item before the next fight, and that's a huge problem as well, because Manta Style is like the key fighting. Like, you're not meant to fight at all before Manta Style. Not that it was an issue that he came to fight, like, there were bigger issues in this game. I think the Anti-Mage has actually done a really good job given how the game's gone for his team.
No, it's still just the scary amount of farm on these 3 cores compared to that of the heroes of Wings. Secret definitely setting themselves apart. It's going to be a death zone now on Misery, so just something to help end the game. Add to the push.
It's like over 25k lead now for Secrets.
Yeah.
Teams don't very often come back from this. It's like, to look at the stats, I think it's like less than 1%. And if you look at the actual game itself, forget about the stats, it's difficult to figure out the way in which Wings win a fight. They need a good Ravage and a good Black Hole, maybe even a good Mana Void. Although if you get a good Ravage and good Black Hole, you will get a good Mana Void. But our Team Secret, the kind of team that's, you know, with Aegis and a bunch of BKBs, gonna still get caught out by Ravage and the Black Hole.
We are now at a point with just 25 minutes in, and the farm of these heroes is ridiculous. Satanic done on Envy. And just a casual blink here for the man on the OD.
This should, I mean, by any reasonable estimates, this should be the push that ends the game. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe Wings will give us something really exciting.
Here we go. See what happens. Wings, can they do it? We need one big team fight. It's going to be a hard one. The Glimmer Cape up the tide. He'll blink in, get the Ravage onto the Thunder God's Wrath as well. Icy's looking for a black hole, but he's just going to get two-shotted by the OD. Call out coming in from and beyond the Gyrocopter. Second, third, fourth one dead. There's a buyback from the Enigma. But the other 3 heroes do not have buyback. It's looking to be the end of the road here for Wings, and Secret do manage to do it. They get themselves out of the groups after a bit of a rocky start. They will be proceeding to the knockout stages. It looks like Wings, and they will indeed tap out. Calling GG, end of the road for Wings, and Secret will be seeing some more of the guys.
And Wings remain something of an enigma to me, because this tournament for them has been like, they had one game which was quite interesting against Virtus Pro. They lost against Complexity, who really didn't look that strong, but I feel like they got very outdrafted there. They had 2 games that they just destroyed strong teams in Vega and Liquid, and then there's this one which felt ultimately very one-sided in Secret's favor.
It did. It really did at the end of the day, and yeah, Secret just across the board, and just the way that they out-farmed the side of Wings, and